Welcome everyone to a wonderful day on campus. As you might know from previous announcements that today is one of those testing days.
It's also House Battle Assembly today. We can't possibly forget this.
It's fine. Any more information you could just talk to your teacher.
For those who are testing time and time again, we all hope those who are testing or soon to be testing, good luck.
Not the lucky few who aren't testing. Well, for the rest of the day, it's smooth sailing.
That's right, Braves. Even if it's a jam-packed first few hours of the day, we still have some room for you club goers.
There will be Upward Bound Club meetup in room 901 during second lunch.
National Honor Society meeting in 901.
Hers Club meeting in room 114.
Novi Optimists meeting in 901.
Volunteering Service Club meeting in room 112.
And GRIP meeting in room 904.
That's basically the layout of today, Braves.
We hope you stay safe, stay positive, and most of all, stay brave.
My favorite part of working with Vasquez is really the support she gives me. She gives me a different insight on the lessons. I love seeing her, walk around the classroom, and I know wherever she is, whoever she's talking to, that they're getting the help that they need. She has a big heart, and she really cares about the students that she's working with. I think that my favorite memory is just the time we work with mud, right? The time we worked with the mud jar, and it got super messy when everybody was making a big mess. And it's a very unusual lab that we get to work with such a messy, hands-on activity. And I remember looking at her, and she'd say, "This is so fun." And I go, "Exactly, I love days like this." So any days when we're doing lab, we come in and we just have fun, and those are my favorite memories.
What's one?
I know she's retiring. I know she's going to have a lot of time on her for herself. And I guess my advice is, she's already starting this. Start a small garden, right? Work the soil, work the plants, and then slowly grow, right? Those beautiful flowers and pumpkins and herbs, and eventually fruit and vegetables, and get comfortable with it because it's always going to give you good food to eat.
My favorite memory with working with Mrs. Vasquez, that's tough because I have a lot of good memories. It's really hard to pin down one, but when I think of Mrs. Vasquez, I think of someone who is an advocate for our students, and I mean a fierce advocate for our students, and also a fierce advocate for her colleagues. It is really nice having someone in the department who was always willing to take on the fight, take on the struggle, sometimes in situations that were difficult. Mrs. Vasquez was always ready to fight for what she thought was right. Like I said, whether it was for a student or a colleague, always in a very respectful way, but she was fearless in that capacity. So the memories when I think of her, I think of someone who was the first to volunteer in our department as sort of, hey, I'll go to this meeting and I'll voice our opinion and just kind of stand up. So those are some of my favorite memories. What makes Mrs. Vasquez a great partner to work with is that it kind of piggybacks on the first question or the first answer. She's a team player. So many situations, there's things in our job that we have to do, and we sort of need volunteers to do. And Mrs. Vasquez was always good at volunteering to do extra things, to take on difficult cases. And so I know as a colleague that I can always call her and ask her for a favor, and if she has it or if she has the time, I know the answer is yes. She's, there's a quote I heard a long time ago that sort of embodies Mrs. Vasquez, and the quote goes, if it's for the good of the child, the answer is yes. And so Mrs. Vasquez is always willing to do what's needed for kids or colleagues.
One of my favorite memories of Ms. Vasquez when we were in college and we graduated, and then, that crazy lady. But anyway, and then I met your daughter. Remember? Welcome. Why I love working with Ms. Vasquez, she really cares about the kids, and I can always ask her. She's like the motherly advice I can go to and ask her for help. Don't retire. Stay with us. We're dying. My advice to you is don't retire. Stay with us.
Hi, I'm Makayla Koshmerl, and I'm a Novi senior. I'm going to be attending college at UCI, and I'm gonna major in biological sciences. I made this decision because they have a good criminal justice program and a science program, so I want to work in forensics, and I think that was the best college for me. I was involved in AVID, cross-country, track, and soccer for 2 years. I worked on the insights pretty early on, and I also went into sports, which helped like make friends and stuff. Yeah, I did have to make a decision to drop IB diploma, which I know it doesn't like help everyone, but I think for me it helped me out in the long run. I would say to just take it slower, like don't rush into things. And if you're thinking about like joining a club, a sport, or do anything, like to just do it because you'll be glad you did like after high school.